Opening scene. The Golden Age, the year is 2347. Humanity has reached the stars. Across 43 worlds, human cities gleam under alien suns. Children are born in orbital stations. Farmers harvest crops on terraformed moons. Scientists decode the mysteries of distant nebulae. For 2 centuries, humanity has built, explored, and thrived. Earth is the jewel of it all. 12 billion souls, 1,000 languages. One dream: to reach further, learn more, become greater. But the stars are not empty, and not everyone is pleased to see humans rising. The Jarek Collective. 10,000 worlds. 500 species. One empire. The Jarek Collective does not negotiate. It does not share. It conquers, absorbs, and rules with cold precision. For millennia, they have dominated this arm of the galaxy. Not through cruelty, but through efficiency. They do not hate. They simply win. Supreme Commander Valor stands aboard the flagship Dominion's edge, gazing at Earth through the viewport. His exoskeleton hums softly. His 6 eyes analyze data streams. His mind calculates probabilities. Humanity, he says to his officers, is an anomaly. They expand too quickly. They innovate unpredictably. They must be controlled. He does not see people. He sees numbers, resources, problems to solve. Begin the invasion, Valor commands. The assault. 24 hours. The attack comes without warning. Jarek warships materialize above Earth. Hundreds of them, each the size of a city. No declaration. No ultimatum. Just fire. Orbital defense platforms explode like fireworks. The human fleet, proud, powerful, state-of-the-art, launches to defend. They fight bravely. They fight brilliantly. It doesn't matter. Jarek weapons are older than human civilization. Their shields shrug off missiles. Their targeting systems never miss. In 6 hours, humanity's space fleet is shattered. Wreckage rains down through Earth's atmosphere like burning stars. On Mars, the colonial capital goes dark as Jarek soldiers march through the streets. On Europa, mining stations are seized. On Titan, terraforming hubs fall silent. One by one, 43 human worlds are conquered. On Earth, Admiral Maya Lawrence stands on the bridge of the carrier Resolute, the last major warship still intact. Alarms scream. Her crew looks to her. Young faces, scared faces, waiting for orders. Admiral, her weapons officer says quietly, "We can't win this." Maya stares at the enemy fleet surrounding them. She knows he's right, but surrender? Never. "Send a wideband transmission," she says. "All human frequencies. Tell them we fought. Tell them we're still here. Tell them," her voice cracks, "tell them not to give up." The Resolute fires one last volley, a defiant roar into the darkness, before a Jarek beam cuts through its hull. The ship breaks apart. Escape pods scatter like seeds on the wind. Maya's pod tumbles toward Earth, toward fire, toward ruin. But she's alive. And so is her message. The occupation begins within 24 hours. The war's over. Jarek forces occupy every major city. Soldiers patrol human streets. Drones monitor every broadcast. Databases are seized. Leaders are arrested. Resistance cells are crushed before they can organize. Supreme Commander Valor broadcasts from orbit. His voice transmitted to every screen, every radio. "Every device on Earth, humans of Sol," he says. "Calm and precise, your resistance has ended. Your governments have fallen. Your fleet is destroyed. You will be integrated into the collective. Obey and you will be treated fairly. Resist and you will be eliminated." This is not cruelty. This is logic. He believes it too. To Valor, this is simply the natural order. The strong rule. The weak adapt or disappear. What he doesn't understand, what no Jarek understands, is that humans don't think in terms of logic and efficiency. Humans think in terms of stories. And every story needs a hero. The first. Sparks beneath a bombed-out apartment in Beijing. A woman named Lin Wei listens to the broadcast with her 2 children huddled beside her. "The power is out." The streets above are silent. Smoke drifts through cracks in the rubble. Her daughter, only 6 years old, looks up at her. "Mama, did we lose?" Lin Wei closes her eyes. She thinks of her husband, a soldier gone now. She thinks of her parents, her neighbors, her city. Everything she knew is ash. But when she opens her eyes, she sees something the Jarek never will. She sees her children. "No, baby," Lin Wei whispers. We didn't lose. They just think we did. On Mars, in the ruins of New Shanghai Colony, a 17-year-old girl named Kira Chen crawls through ventilation shafts beneath a Jarek command post. She's small, quiet, invisible. In her backpack, a stolen datapad, jury-rigged with human tech. Kira is a hacker. Was a hacker. Before the invasion, she spent her time breaking into corporate servers for fun. Now she's breaking into something far more dangerous. She finds a port, plugs in. Her fingers fly across the screen. The Jarek system is alien, complex, encrypted beyond anything she's seen. But Kira doesn't need to understand it. She just needs to break it. She uploads a virus, crude, unstable, built from scraps of code. It won't win the war, but it will slow them down. Corrupt their supply chains. Make them doubt their data. It's a pinprick, but pinpricks add up. A voice in the dark across human space. Scattered survivors hear Admiral Maya Loren's final message. It repeats on emergency frequencies, bouncing between satellites, hidden transmitters, smuggled devices. Still here. Don't give up. In the asteroid mines of Ceres, ex-miner Marcus Hale listens to the broadcast on a dying radio. He's 43, scarred, exhausted. For 20 years he dug ore from rocks. Now the Jarek have taken his station, killed his crew, left him for dead in the tunnels. He could hide. He could run. Instead, he picks up a plasma cutter designed for cutting rock, but Marcus tests the weight. Smiles grimly. Don't give up, he mutters. Yeah, okay. He heads toward the Jarek garrison. The invasion took 24 hours. The rebellion will take longer, but it has already begun. The Jarek's miscalculation supreme commander. Valor watches reports flood in from occupied worlds. His officers stand at attention awaiting his analysis. Compliance rates, he asks. 73% on Earth, 61% on Mars, lower on outer colonies. Valor nods, within acceptable parameters. Increase surveillance on non-compliant sectors. Deploy pacification drones. To him, it's simple mathematics. Resistance is just another variable. Apply pressure. Adjust strategy. Problem solved. But mathematics cannot measure grief, or rage, or hope. And humans have all three in infinite supply. Marcus Hale, the miner who became a weapon, in the depths of Ceres Station. Marcus Hale moves through darkness. The Jarek garrison is small. 20 soldiers, automated defenses, supply caches. They don't expect threats. Why would they? The war is over. Marcus knows every tunnel, every shaft, every weakness in the station's ancient infrastructure. He was born here, worked here, fled here. Now he'll make the Jarek bleed too. He cuts power to the garrison. Emergency lights flicker on. Jarek soldiers scramble, checking systems. Marcus waits, breathes, remembers his crew, then he strikes. The plasma cutter wasn't made for combat, but Marcus doesn't need precision. He needs chaos. He severs support beams, collapses tunnels, traps soldiers in sealed sections. When they try to escape, he's waiting, cutting through their armor, their weapons, their confidence. By dawn, the garrison is silent. Marcus stands alone in the wreckage, bloodied and shaking. He doesn't feel victorious. He feels tired, but he's not done. He activates the garrison's communication array and broadcasts a single message to every human frequency he can find. Ceres Station is free. If you're still out there, fight back. We can win. It's a lie. He knows it. One station doesn't change the war, but lies can become truth if enough people believe them. Kira Chen, the digital ghost on Mars. Kira's virus spreads faster than she expected. The Jarek logistics network begins glitching. Supply shipments arrive at wrong locations. Patrol routes scramble. Communications delay by seconds, then minutes. It's not enough to stop them, but it's enough to frustrate them. Kira watches from hiding as Jarek soldiers argue over malfunctioning equipment. She smiles. Then she hears voices, human voices. Other survivors emerging from hiding. A woman with medical supplies. A man with engineering tools. A child clutching a broken datapad. You did this? The woman asks, pointing at the confused Jarek. Kira nods. Can you teach us? Kira looks at the ragtag group. None of them are soldiers. None of them are heroes, but maybe that's the point. Yeah, she says. I can teach you. Within weeks, Mars becomes a digital battlefield. Jarek systems are hacked, sabotaged, rewritten. Orders are intercepted, supplies are rerouted. Propaganda is replaced with human messages, defiant, hopeful, unbreakable. The Jarek try to adapt. They upgrade firewalls, change protocols, hunt the hackers. But humans are creative, and creativity beats logic every time. Admiral Maya Lorenz, the symbol Maya Lorenz, survived the crash. Barely. She wakes in a makeshift hospital, a subway tunnel converted by survivors. Her leg is broken. Her uniform is torn, but she's alive. A young medic tends to her. "You're the Admiral," he whispers. From the broadcast, Maya closes her eyes. "I was. Now I'm just here." But just here isn't enough for the people around her. Word spreads. Admiral Lorenz survived. The fleet's last commander. The voice that told them not to give up. People come to see her. Not for orders, there's no chain of command left. They come for something simpler, hope. "What do we do?" a woman asks. Maya looks at the faces around her, scared, exhausted, determined. "We do what we're good at," she says quietly. "We survive, we adapt, and we make them regret ever coming here." She starts organizing. Not an army, she doesn't have soldiers. But she has engineers, hackers, medics, farmers, children with sharp eyes and quick hands. She has humans, and humans are the most dangerous resource in the galaxy. The resistance grows across 43 worlds. The pattern repeats. On Europa, factory workers reprogram construction mechs into war machines. On Titan, farmers booby-trap fields with improvised explosives. On Earth, children deliver messages through sewers the Jarek can't monitor. The Jarek respond with force. They execute rebels. They bomb hideouts. They tighten control. But for every human they kill, 10 more join the fight because the Jarek don't understand something fundamental about humanity. We're at our best when things are worst. Supreme Commander Valor's doubt. Valor stares at casualty reports. Jarek losses are minimal, hundreds against billions. Statistically insignificant. But the trend is wrong. Losses are increasing. Efficiency is decreasing. Human compliance is dropping. "Explain this," he demands. His analysts present data. Humans are unpredictable. They don't follow standard conquest behavioral models. They adapt faster than anticipated. They use irrational tactics, sacrificing themselves for no strategic gain. They're insects, Valor snaps. Increase suppression efforts. Deploy heavier forces. But in the back of his mind, a doubt grows. What if logic isn't enough? 1 year later, the occupation continues. The Jarek still hold every major world, but they no longer control them. Across human space, the resistance has evolved. What began as scattered survivors has become a shadow empire, a network of hackers, fighters, engineers, and ordinary people united by one truth. They can kill us, but they cannot make us quit. Supreme Commander Valor no longer sleeps well. His analysts report constant sabotage. His soldiers request reinforcements. His supply lines are stretched thin. And worst of all, his superiors in the collective are asking questions. Why, they ask, has this conquest taken so long? Valor has no good answer. The Plan Admiral Maya Lorenz stands in a hidden bunker beneath New York's ruins. Around her, resistance leaders from 12 worlds. Marcus Hale from Ceres, Kira Chen from Mars. Engineers, hackers, soldiers, farmers. "We can't win a war," Maya says. Not directly. But we don't need to. She pulls up a map. Jarek positions across the solar system. They're overextended. They expected compliance. Instead, they got chaos. Their fleet is scattered. Their logistics are failing. They're strong, but they're tired. Marcus nods. "So we hit them hard. All at once." "No," Kira says. "We hit them smart. We take out their command ship. Valor's flagship. Without him, their coordination collapses." Maya looks at the young hacker.
"Can you do it?"
Kira grins. "Give me a transmitter in 5 minutes. I'll get us in." The final strike, Kira's virus, is her masterpiece. Uploaded through a compromised Jarek data port, it worms through their network like fire through paper. Firewalls crumble. Encryption shatters. And deep in the Dominion's edge, critical systems begin to fail. Shields flicker. Life support destabilizes. Weapons lock. On the bridge, alarms scream. "Commander," an officer shouts. "We're being hacked." Source unknown. Valor's 6 eyes widen. "Impossible. Our systems are override failed." Security protocols. The lights go dark. Humanity's roar across 43 worlds. Humans strike. On Earth, Maya leads an assault on Jarek ground forces. Not with armies, but with everything. Construction mechs. Stolen weapons. Homemade explosives. Rocks if necessary. On Mars, Kira's hackers seize control of Jarek drones and turn them against their masters. On Ceres, Marcus detonates mining charges beneath Jarek installations. It's not coordinated. It's not elegant, but it's unstoppable. Because humans don't fight like machines. They fight like storms. Wild, unpredictable, overwhelming. Valor's realization, Supreme Commander Valor stands in the dark, emergency lights casting shadows across his face. He thinks of his career, his victories, his logic, and he realizes he never understood the enemy. Humans don't think in terms of efficiency. They think in terms of meaning. They don't calculate odds. They believe in impossible things. They don't surrender because surrender means nothing if your spirit isn't broken. Retreat, Valor whispers. His officers stare. Sir? Retreat, he says louder. Pull all forces back. Abandon the Sol system. We've lost, but our casualties are... It doesn't matter, Valor roars. We can kill 1 billion humans and there will still be 1 billion more who refuse to stop. They don't fight for territory. They fight because they're human. He slumps into his chair. We cannot defeat that. The departure, the Jarek fleet withdraws. Slowly, quietly, defeated not by weapons, but by will. On Earth, people emerge from hiding. They look up at the sky and see Jarek ships departing, massive vessels retreating into darkness. For a moment, there's silence. Then someone cheers, then another, then everyone. Cities erupt in celebration. Strangers embrace. Tears flow freely, tears of joy, of grief, of exhausted relief. They won. Against an empire of 10,000 worlds. They won. Epilogue. The human spirit admiral, Maya Lorenz, stands on a balcony overlooking what's left of New York. The city is in ruins. Billions are dead. 43 worlds are scarred, but humanity endures. Kira joins her, leaning on the railing. What do we do now? Maya smiles faintly. We rebuild, we heal, we remember. And if they come back? Maya looks at the stars, no longer threatening, just stars. Beautiful, infinite, full of possibility. Then we'll fight again, she says simply, because that's what we do. Marcus Hale approaches, carrying a bottle of salvaged whiskey. To the fallen? Maya takes it, raises it high. To the fallen, to the survivors, to humanity. They drink. Above them, the stars shine. And somewhere out there, the Jarek Collective learns a lesson they will never forget. Never underestimate the species that names its warships hope. Never conquer the people who fight hardest when everything is lost. Never challenge humanity. Because we're just getting started.